Hey, what's up? I got another beer here from my cellar. It is Tio Rodrigo Cerveza Claro, or Clara, artisanal beer. I mean, it says it in Spanish there at the bottom, but that's what it is. Craft Mexican beer, Mexican lager, 4.5% ABV. Um, had this out when I was in California, Central Coast. Good times. See if there's anything else written on here that's worth reading. Don't feel like speaking Spanish. And that's all in Spanish, I believe. Let's read through that one more time. Yep, all in Spanish. I'm not even going to try to decipher the Spanish. It says something about my clear beer is elaborate form of artisanal whatnot. Yeah, it's all in Spanish, so I'm not going to read that for you. But it's real good. I had this out at the Rock there in Slow at Slow Brewing. But you know, it's Tio Rodrigo is the brewery really. But it looks like they brew at the Rock with the Slow Brewing Company right there. Figured it'd be a good idea to use a Pilsner glass because that's pretty much what it's going to be. Use one from the Come and Go because I think it's funny. I don't think I've ever actually been to a Come and Go, but I've heard stories that they're actually pretty decent gas stations, and yeah. So it's supposed to be clear. Obviously it is. Light lager, so should be super drinkable and crushable. And if I remember right, it absolutely is both of those things. And it is. It's both of those things. Crushable, drinkable. It's not too hoppy. Like, there are hops in it, you can tell, because it's a little bit bitter. It's not super sweet. But this would be the base beer for the Michelada that Tio Rodrigo makes. And it's great base beer for all kinds of stuff. Making a beer cocktail, put a little orange juice in this. Be real good. I mean, it's not malt liquor, so you're not making a Compton when you do that. And I think it might even have to be in a 40 if you're making a Compton. I always like making those with Mickey's, which actually this kind of reminds me of, but it would be like Mickey's Light, which is strange because Mickey's is super light. But this has a lot of flavor, which is nice. But it's more of a malted barley flavor, but it's light. So it tastes a lot more. And this could be any lawnmower beer that you can think of. It's a little bit darker than a Coors Light. More less cilantro flavor than a Miller Lite, but that's probably the closest thing that I got to this one. My father always complains that Miller Lite tastes soapy. He also complains that cilantro tastes soapy. So I've got a feeling that there's something there, but I don't know what it is because I don't taste it, so I couldn't tell you that much. But this is real good. I like this a lot and wish that I could have brought back another case of it. But that would have put my... Actually, I probably could have brought back another 8 cans. But that would have meant using dirty socks and all of my sister's zip top bags, because that's how you do that individually in socks, in the zip top bag when you're flying stuff back with you. But don't tell anybody, because you're probably really not supposed to do that. But I suppose just so long as it's not overweight, you're okay. And I've heard people using t-shirts and all kinds of other stuff, but I have found so far, and really I haven't taken too much beer with me anywhere, but the ones that I've taken, you do the socks, because the socks make it easier to make it so that it doesn't bounce around as much, and you do the zip top bags because it makes it so that even if they do open up, they don't open up everywhere. They should stay in that zip top bag. Does this remind me of a story? A story. It kind of does remind me of a story, a really strange story that I will tell. Okay, so mostly it reminds me of a story that happened after drinking a bunch of beer that tasted very much like this. Actually, Busch Light out of a keg tastes a lot like this. And oddly enough, that's one of my favorite crushed beers. Like, I smash those things all day long. If I'm going to be drinking a bunch of beer, it's probably going to be Busch Light, because it's super easy to drink and it tastes all right. And it's not expensive at all. I'm sorry. Siri's talking to me, and she should not be. Hopefully she's didn't stop the recording. Man. Oh, still going. Good deal. Okay, so I was living in Western Island Apartments on Mission Street in Mount Pleasant, which the ones that are there now are not the ones that I lived in. The ones that I lived in were crappy and small. I moved from Stonecrest to those apartments, and I moved from a room that had a bathroom in the closet to a room that was the size of the closet that I was staying in, that from the room that I was staying in. So, like, it was a walk-in closet with a bathroom in it, and it wasn't all part of the bathroom. It was like there was a door to the closet, and then there was a door from the closet to the bathroom. It was a very, very nice room, very nice apartment. And then I moved into a room that was the size of the closet, which was a pretty decent sized closet, but it was the size of the closet. So anyway, I was out partying, because if you're in a room that small, you don't want to stay there. Out partying with some friends within walking distance. It was fine. Got back and decided that I was hungry. So I hopped in my van and went to Meijer. Now, the van that I had it for a really long time. Got rid of it a few years ago. But it had a problem where if you lock the doors, you might not be able to get them unlocked. So most of the time I just didn't lock the doors, because, I mean, this was 2008 and it was a 96 van, so it was an old van. It had been beat up a little bit, but not too bad. Ran really well. So I'm in Meijer. I get a few things. Walk back out. Hop into the van. Check to make sure there's nobody coming. Look in the back, and somebody sits up in my back seat. I can see them. Whoa. I mean, I was kind of yelling a little bit more than just whoa, but I don't want to yell. And, well, I mean, I'm not going to wake up everybody, but I might get the cat going, and I don't want to do that. But there was a guy that crawled into my van. Some dude got taken from the casino to Meijer, Why he decided to get out at Meyer, I have no idea. Why he decided to get in my van, I have no idea. But after a little bit of shouting and being like, dude, get out of my van. I dropped the F-bomb a few times because, I was surprised. And all he kept saying to me was, I just want to go home. Man, I just want to go home. So eventually, I calmed down. And I drove this Native American fellow home. Back out into the northwest side of, northwest side of town. Drive. Dropped him off. Came back home. Ate my pickles. Not all of them, because a whole jar of pickles is way too many pickles to eat in one sitting. But I had 5 or 6 pickle spears. The Clausen ones, because those are delicious. And would probably go really well with that Michelada. But yeah, that was, obviously, I cut down on a lot of the theatrics of my Indian in the van story, but that's the gist of it. Some dude climbed into my van and I drove him home eventually. Try to live your life like a writer. Everything's a story. Do things just so that you can have the story. I try to do that. It's difficult a lot of the times, though. Okay, just about done with this, which is great because I'm just about ready to be done. I like that story. It's way more fun when I get to really do it, but that's a pretty good story. I have a quote for you. This one comes from Neil Armstrong. If I remember right, the moon landing was here recently. Dude's been on the moon. So, he says, mystery creates wonder, and wonder is the basis of man's desire to understand. So if you're ever wondering, try to understand, I guess, is what he's getting at. Oh man, good stuff. I am going to be done with this and I could drink 6 more of those. I don't have 6 more of those. I think I've got 5 more of those. But none of them are cold. And while this is good, nice, clean beer, clean, crushable beer, I don't appreciate warm beer as much. You can find me. Actually, I changed up all of my stuff, and I got Instagram now. So you can find me at tubajake_69 on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and Untapped. All of them. So the 69 has to do with this guy here. Just a little thing that I drew up when I was younger. Some people may have seen it a whole bunch of times because we used it when I was in college. Actually, and when my brother was in high school. Actually, when my brother was in college, mostly, because he got it all digitized and stuff. His picture, my imagination. Not just because it's 69, which is an amazing number, but also because, that. So I'll see you next time. I think I've still got a couple more beers. Nope, that's not true. A few more beers from California to share with you guys. So a few of these will probably be in the next couple weeks, will be from California, which is awesome. Can't wait to go back out because my sister's pretty cool. My brother-in-law is pretty cool. His family's pretty cool. My nephew's awesome. The beer out there is amazing too. Plus, the weather all the time. So we'll see you later. Good talking to you.